Hey everybody, this is Kenny Cummins here of Chilling with Kenny C right here on TMVCafe.com, bringing you entertainment to your ears. My first guest on this Nashville Takeover episode is an artist who is an indie alternative based out of Music City, aka Nashville, Tennessee. He's got an incredible versatile music that's on display. His latest single is called Staring at the Sun. It is available on all streaming platforms. I'm joined with JJ, better known as the Atomic Age. How's it going?
I'm great, man. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Thank you so much for being on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, I like to be like a spur of the moment type of person,
hmm
especially listening to certain music for the first time. I literally heard Staring at the Sun for the first time before you got into the Zoom.
Cool.
And I really like the song, man. That is an incredible tune that you
Hey,
got
thanks, dude.
there. So, and we definitely gonna talk about that song a little bit later. Uh, but first things first, man. Talk a little bit about your journey as far as getting into music. How did it start off for you?
Yeah, man. I've been writing my own music for a while now and kind of playing shows probably for like 8 years or so under various uh monikers. The Atomic Age is the latest project I've been doing. It's kind of taken a turn from what originally was a very folk-based project into an indie alternative rock kind of project. And so, yeah, I moved to Nashville in 2019, interning at a studio, and I work at a guitar store and fell in love with the electric guitar because in like high school and college, I was really in love with acoustic guitar, and I come from a classical guitar background too. I did a bit of that in college and transitioning into electric guitar and starting to transition a little bit into electronic music and synthesizers and drum machines and that. Um, just trying to get more different kinds of sounds for the music I'm making moving forward.
Yeah, man. Just seeing how everything is unfold for you, going from one genre to another, going from one moniker to another. You definitely showing some versatility, showing that you definitely are involved as an artist and you're starting to make a name for yourself in Nashville, which is a huge pond as it pertains to music. Hence, why the city is known as quote unquote Music City. I guess
Yeah.
what I tell people is that yeah, music Nashville is more contrary to popular belief. Nashville, like any other city, is more than just one genre. There's
Mhm.
plenty of other artists of different genres that's making waves, that's getting themselves heard, that's getting opportunities. And you're a prime example of that. You definitely showing that, hey, I got something different that I could bring to the table and just give me an opportunity, give me some gigs here and there, and then let me work. Let me show you. I can show you better than I can tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I want to talk the name the Atomic Age. You mentioned multiple monikers that you've been going through over the course of your career. Is there a story, a backstory behind as what led to what led to the atomic age being what you currently are at this particular moment?
Yeah. I before I changed my name, I was known as Meadowlark Valley, and I was ready for something different. I was ready to move away from the folk kind of vibe and to utilize the electric guitar more and write a little bit more driving stuff. And I have this collection of old National Geographic magazines, and I found this one from I think the early 50s, and I was just flipping through it because I like to make collages kind of as a hobby, and my artwork, all the single artwork and album artwork is stuff that I've made. And I was looking for elements for a new collage and flipping through that National Geographic. And there's just this headline said the atomic age, and then like a subtitle, and it was like a picture of a mushroom cloud. And I was like, whoa, that would be like a really cool band name. And so I tossed the idea to a few people, and it was such like a left turn from where I was uh, with Meadowlark Valley, because that's a very serene kind of imagery in the name. And my music has always been atmospheric, but being made with more acoustic instruments is kind of a 180 to call it the atomic age, because like it's such like an intense seeming um, title if you just look at it at face value. But yeah, there, and like the more I think about being known as the atomic age, I mean, it's just kind of the world we live in too. And so I don't know, I just, it's there's no like political statement or anything, but I just thought it sounded really cool and it just grabbed my attention right away. And so that's kind of what I wanted for this new project.
Yeah, absolutely. Like when you go from one moniker to another, you want a name that fits the mold, that
Mhm.
fits the direction that you are presenting with the music that you have. And the Atomic Age definitely sounds like a very unique name. You know, and there are going to be people that take certain names the wrong way for whatever. They're going to draw to their own conclusions. Maybe that's
Mhm.
how people feel until they actually hear your music or see you perform in person. Um, but it was I like the name, the Atomic Age. Definitely feels like transcending and feels like you have something that you want to go with, and it's on full display. So I definitely like the music that you have. I see that the Atomic Age got some inspiration for bands like Radiohead, Fleet Foxes, Def Cat for Cutie.
Mhm.
Definitely a fan of Radiohead in particular. So talk about those inspirations as it pertains to those bands when it comes to the Atomic Age.
Sure, gladly. I'm a huge fan of all of those bands, particularly Radiohead and Fleet Foxes. Meadowlark Valley was very Fleet Foxes inspired throughout, its entirety. And the album Golden Country was originally released under my name, Meadowlark Valley. So you can still hear that influence. But I discovered Radiohead pretty late in the game. I discovered it probably 2019, and really got into it like 2020, and I've been down this rabbit hole ever since. And it's been great to find this huge catalog of music later, because then I have so much to binge, you know. So just I man, Radiohead is such an incredible band, like with the the sounds that they go for and the textures that they make and like the sounds they make with their guitars, particularly in like the late 90s. They were using delay pedals in ways that people hadn't really seen that much, at least on a mainstream level. And so I get really inspired by like soundscapes and just getting crazy ethereal um, and aggressive sounds with guitars, and then adding that to a band context that's extremely hard to do, you know. And so, yeah, I mean, Radiohead is just so inspiring to me. Um, in terms of production, they're so what's the word? They're so trailblazing, I guess, because especially when you look at not just OK Computer, but like Kid A or Amnesiac, those albums are just totally wild. Like, and they've maintained, you know, mainstream awareness their whole career, which is also just mind-boggling to me that they're able to do whatever they want and enough people love it that they can just keep doing it. Like, isn't that the dream? You
Yeah,
know, it sounds incredible.
yeah. I guess I've learned Radiohead a little bit late myself, and that tends to be a theme for a lot of folks. Like you find out about people's music late because we're so caught up in what's active, what's
Mhm.
out there now. And I think we're all guilty of being caught up in the TikTok time of things, social media, things like that.
Mhm.
Radiohead, their music is very unique in their own right. They really brought something different to the genre that they were on, and just having the longevity that they have still. Because most bands, they might get a few years out of them, and then things fall apart. But they're showing that they still can go, and they're showing that camaraderie that they still can stick together.
Mhm.
So that's encouraging
Yeah,
for sure.
totally.
So the atomic age has been around, has been your current moniker since 2017. So you have released some music over the course of from 17 to 2023. And now I want to talk about this song you got, man. Staring at the Sun. That's your latest single. I think it came out in May.
Mhm.
So on the streaming platforms right now. So go stream it. It's a very unique, a lot of perspective on the song. So talk about the whole process of putting the song together.
Yeah, man. This song, I usually write at least the majority of the song myself. I definitely got some help from my good friend Noe Sanchez, who's also a producer in town. Um, and he helped me to kind of figure out the back end of the song because I wasn't sure how to end it. And it ended up being this like really cool, just driving solo section. My friend Josh Coleman played guitar on it, and he was just like ripping on the guitar, just like out of nowhere. Like he just started playing. I'm like, what? Like, and it was like the perfect part for it. It was just like so incredible. So um the newer stuff is the most collaborative stuff I've put out. Because Golden Country, I played all the instruments and I did the mixing myself, but now I have found people to play with me that can do those parts, but just do them way better than I ever could. And so having Josh on guitar, I asked my friend Noe to play bass, and he killed that. And Josh's brother Tom plays drums with me, and he is just like such a tight drummer with such a relaxed feel at the same time, something that's like so hard to achieve. But letting those guys, I just send them, what I do, and then they put everything on top of it and make it so much better. And that's how the music has been made the last few songs, and um will be made, for the foreseeable future at least.
Staring at the Sun from the Atomic Age is available on all streaming platforms. I literally heard it for the first time before he joined the Zoom. I'm a very art person. I like to listen when it comes to interviews. I like to listen to some music for the first time and just give you that immediate reaction, you know. And I really fell in love with the song. It's got a nice feel to it, and it's an awesome song what it boils down to. So it's very, very radio friendly tune as well. So go check it out from the Atomic Age, available on all the streaming platforms. So JJ, you got a lot going for you. What is next? I hear you got more music on the way, maybe a potential full length project at some point later this year. What's next for you, man?
Yeah, I'm pretty close to being done with another song. Um, and I don't have a hard release date yet, but it'll be sometime this fall. Um, and then I I debate between going doing two EPs or doing another full length. I'm just not sure what the best strategy is for me at the point that I'm at right now. But there's definitely gonna be a collection of songs with the singles that I've been putting out the last few months. Everything with an astronaut on the cover art is gonna be part of a bigger project. So yeah, and we'll just be playing some more shows this fall in the Nashville area. I don't have a date for our next show because I actually just broke my arm and my leg a couple
Ooh,
weeks ago. Yeah, so I'm still healing from that. But hopefully in October or so, we'll be playing a show. I'm just dying to get back at it. So
well, wishing you a speedy recovery. Um,
appreciate it.
so man, that's tough, but hey, I appreciate you doing this injured and all. He's a trooper, man. He's a trooper. So, uh, what JJ, man, I want to thank you for doing this. Shout out to Derek Jones. I want to give him a shout out. He's been very, very cool with me. Of course, Anastasia as well, and the incredible agency that Derek's got. I didn't even know he had an agency. I thought he was just with Anastasia, but I've grown to love Nashville indie music because it's more than just one genre. It's a lot of versatile of musicians like yourself. So it's pretty cool. And I live in Lexington, Kentucky, which is about 3.5 hours. And I know some friends that gone from Kentucky to Nashville to fulfill their dreams and music. Um, so I definitely looking forward to hearing more music from the Atomic Age, and y'all give this man all the good vibes as he is recovering from his injury. Um, there's the brace there,
Yeah.
man. So I don't think I've ever interviewed a injured person before.
Hey, you can check that off your list now, man.
Yeah, so my show's turning 15 years old next week.
Wow,
So
cool.
yeah,
Congrats.
that's a first. First, I don't know if you want to use that as a badge of honor, but I but I appreciate you doing this, man. Y'all check out JJ, check out the Atomic Age, check him out on social media, on check it on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram under the Atomic Age, and check out the latest single, "Staring at the Sun," that's available on all streaming platforms. I want to thank you, JJ, again for being on. Obviously, best of health, obviously, and best of success with your music as well. You got any final words to fans and just anyone in general?
Man, any final words? I mean, you were very thorough. I'll have to think for a second. Um, don't play basketball on uneven courts. That's my final word to you all because you might fall and get injured like I did.
Yeah,
But thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you, and I co-sign that because as a fellow basketball player, a guy that likes to play basketball with friends, uneven courts, and people like to be physical, elbows and all, you know, you may want to reconsider the uneven courts thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
outdoors, indoors, don't matter. Like if the if the roads don't look right, if the court don't look right, you probably shouldn't even. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Don't do it.
don't do it. You take care, JJ, and thanks again. You have a good night, man.
Cool. Thanks, Kenny.
Right.
Bye.